If you've been paying attention to longevity research over the last few years, you've heard a lot about VO2 max. It shows up in the books, the podcasts, the clinics. If you wear a fitness tracker, it's probably estimating yours right now. If you've had a serious health evaluation recently, there's a good chance it was on the list. And for good reason. VO2 max, your maximum oxygen uptake, is one of the most well-researched predictors of cardiovascular mortality we have. The data on this is strong. A high VO2 max is genuinely associated with longer life and better health outcomes. I'm not here to tell you VO2 max doesn't matter. It matters. What I am here to tell you is that it doesn't tell the whole story. And if it's the primary number you're managing, you have a significant blind spot in your capacity picture. Let's be precise about what VO2 max is. It measures your cardiovascular and respiratory system's ability to deliver and utilize oxygen during maximum effort. It's an aerobic ceiling, the upper limit of your body's oxygen processing capacity. A high number means your heart, lungs, and vascular system are working efficiently at extreme output. That's legitimately valuable information. But notice what that definition covers: cardiovascular and respiratory function under maximum aerobic effort. That's one system, one condition, one ceiling. It tells you almost nothing about whether you can produce force rapidly, how fast your nervous system responds to a stimulus, how well your body regulates fuel and inflammation, or whether you're consistent enough with your behaviors to sustain any adaptation at all. Those aren't minor omissions. Those are 4 of the 5 systems that determine your total functional capacity. Here's a real pattern I've seen multiple times. Someone comes in with a strong VO2 max. They've been working on it. It shows. By that single metric, they look like they're in good shape. Then we run the full assessment. Force production is low. Not catastrophically, but meaningfully below where it should be for someone their age and training history. Rate of force development, how fast they can express strength, is weaker than the absolute numbers suggest. Reaction speed under fatigue has degraded significantly. Their rested reaction time is fine, but 30 minutes into a hard session, their neural response slows down in ways that would surprise them if they could see the data. Their metabolic panel, insulin sensitivity, inflammatory markers, body composition, tells a different story than their aerobic fitness suggests. And their behavioral compliance, sleep consistency, recovery quality, nutrition is inconsistent enough that the adaptation from their training is only partially landing. One metric looked great. The composite picture was something else entirely. And that person had no idea, because they were only tracking the one number. I want to be careful here, because I have a lot of respect for the longevity research space. The work being done on cardiovascular health, metabolic function, and lifespan predictors is genuinely valuable. But there's a tendency in that world to find the single most predictive metric and build a program around it. VO2 max became that metric. Before, it was resting heart rate. Before that, it was cholesterol. Now it's HRV or grip strength or some combination. Each of these metrics has real research behind it. Each one tells you something true. The problem isn't the metrics. The problem is the model. The assumption that if you find the right single number, you've captured the whole picture. You haven't. Total functional capacity is not a single variable. It's a system of systems. And the only way to manage a system of systems is to measure it as one. So where does VO2 max fit? It belongs in the picture. It's a legitimate physician-administered input to the aerobic capacity pillar of a composite score. In our framework, aerobic capacity is 25% of the total. VO2 max is one of the several inputs to that pillar, alongside heart rate recovery, aerobic efficiency under standardized load, and how your cardiovascular system trends over time. That's the right place for it. One important input, one piece of the picture, not the whole story. When you see it that way, as one of 15 or 20 data points that feed into a composite score, you stop managing it in isolation. You start managing your total capacity. And that is a fundamentally different thing. Next episode, I'm going to get personal. As I've said before, I spent 6 years building one of the largest CrossFit facilities in the world. I watched thousands of serious people train hard and build extraordinary capacity. And I watched most of them lose it faster than they built it the moment the structure disappeared. That pattern taught me more about capacity than anything I'd read in a research paper. That's episode 5. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Remember what we're building: maximum capacity right now at this age.